Okay, Deuteronomy 20, verse 1 says, when you go out to battle against your enemies and see horses and chariots and people more numerous than you, do not be afraid of them, for Yahweh your Elohim, who brought you up from the land of Egypt, is with you. Elohim will not only be with them, he'll do the fighting for them. We read in Deuteronomy 3, verses 21 and 22, and I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, your eyes have seen all that Yahweh your Elohim has done to these two kings. So Yahweh shall do to all the kingdoms into which you're about to cross. Do not fear them, for Yahweh your Elohim is the one fighting for you. Deuteronomy 20, verses 2 through 4. We read, now it shall come about that when you are approaching the battle, the priest shall come near and speak to the people. And he shall say to them, hear, O Israel, you are approaching the battle against your enemies today. Do not be faint-hearted, do not be afraid or panic or tremble before them. For Yahweh your Elohim is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. Now Elohim doesn't pit his people against their enemies and just sit back and watch and hope. That's not what he does. Once again, he does the fighting for them. In Deuteronomy 11, verse 25, there shall no man be able to stand before you. Yahweh your Elohim shall lay the dread of you and the fear of you on all the land on which you set foot, as he has spoken to you. See, wars are won through bravery and determination. That's what wins wars. And if the enemy is faint-hearted and have the dread of the opposition, they're done. In Joshua 10, verse 42, and Joshua captured all these kings and their lands at one time, because Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, fought for Israel. Verse 5 of Deuteronomy 20. The officers also shall speak to the people, saying, who is the man that has built a new house and has not dedicated it? Let him depart and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man dedicate it. Elohim doesn't want a man going into battle that's not ready, willing, and able. He only wants those who are decidedly sure and faithful in Elohim providing victory. Verse 6. And who is the man that has planted the vineyard and has not begun to use its fruit? Let him depart and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man begin to use its fruit. And who is the man that is engaged to a woman and has not married her? Let him depart and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man marry her. Then the officers shall speak further to the people. They shall say, who is the man that is afraid and faint-hearted? Let him depart and return to his house, so that he might not make his brother's hearts melt like his heart. And why is he doing this? Why is he just, anybody that wants to leave, go ahead and leave.
Now everybody leave.
Some wouldn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Some wouldn't. He doesn't need a 200 million men to win a war. No, he just needs a few. That's all he needs. He doesn't need all these people. And those that have other obligations, they can stay home. Those that don't want to go ahead and leave. Verse 9, it shall come about that when the officers have finished speaking to the people, they shall appoint commanders of armies at the head of the people. When you approach a city to fight against it, you shall offer it in terms of peace. And it shall come about, if it agrees to make peace with you and opens to you, then it shall be that all the people who are found in it shall become your forced labor and shall serve you. Now, the people who surrender are to be given an opportunity to live, and they're going to be forced servants for Israel. Verse 12. However, if it does not make peace with you, but makes war against you, then you shall besiege it. When Yahweh your Elohim gives it into your hand, you shall strike all the men in it with the edge of the sword. Only the women and the children and the animals of all that is in the city, all its spoil, you shall take as booty for yourself. You shall use the spoil of your enemies, which Yahweh your Elohim has given you. So if a city wants to fight, Elohim says all the men are going to die and the women and children will be taken as slaves. and everything they own will be the property of Israel. Keep in mind that the sexual immorality of captives is not allowed. Now, the laws for taking a wife from among captives is outlined in the next chapter, and we'll go over that next week. Verse 15, thus you shall do to all the cities that are very far from you, which are not of the cities of these nations nearby. So this only applies to cities that are far away, not cities in the land they're about to go into. Those are the rules. Now, for the land they're about to go into, the rules change. They're a little different. Verse 16, only in the cities of these peoples that Yahweh your Elohim is giving you as an inheritance, you shall not leave alive anything that breathes. But you shall utterly destroy them, the Hittite and the Amorite, the Canaanite and the Perizzite, the Hivite and the Jebusite, as Yahweh your Elohim has commanded you, in order that they may not teach you to do according to all their detestable things which they have done for their gods, so that you would sin against Yahweh your Elohim.
I have a question.
What?
Why would you kill everything that breathes? Dogs, cats?
That's what he wants. There's reasons for it. Now, they can't take captives of the people of Canaan, because what they're going to do is corrupt the people. Okay. Do you remember the laws, the laws of immorality in Leviticus? Do you remember those? The disgusting things, the incest, the bestiality. Okay. And he says, all the people in this land I'm going to give you, they practice these things. Okay? That's why he's going to vomit them out of that land. Well, animals are involved too. So, everything is going to be destroyed. And Elohim, if they don't destroy the people, also, they're going to be corrupted. In Deuteronomy 7, starting at verse 4, it says, for they will turn your sons away from following me to serve other gods. Then the anger of Yahweh will be kindled against you, and he will quickly destroy you. But thus you shall do to them. You shall tear down their altars, smash their sacred pillars, hew down their asherim, and burn their graven images with fire. For you are a holy people to Yahweh your Elohim. Yahweh your Elohim has chosen you to be a people for his own possession out of all the peoples who are on the face of the earth. In Exodus 23, starting at verse 31, and I will fix your boundary from the Red Sea to the Sea of the Philistines, and from the wilderness to the river Euphrates, for I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you will drive them out before you. You will make no covenant with them or with their gods. They shall not live in your land, lest they make you sin against me. For if you serve their gods, it will surely be a snare to you. And then Deuteronomy 12, we're very familiar with, starting in verse 29. When Yahweh your Elohim cuts off before you the nations which you're going in to dispossess, and you dispossess them, and dwell in their land, beware that you're not ensnared to follow them, after they are destroyed before you, and that you do not inquire after their gods, saying, how do these nations serve their gods, that I also may do likewise? You shall not behave thus toward Yahweh your Elohim, for every abominable act which Yahweh hates they've done for their gods, for they even burn their sons and daughters in the fire to their gods. Once again, everything he said he hates, that's what they do for their gods. And he says, whatever I command you, you shall be careful to do. You shall not add to nor take away from it. Then going back to Deuteronomy 20, verse 19, when you besiege a city a long time, to make war against it in order to capture it, you shall not destroy its trees by swinging an axe against them. For you may eat from them, and you shall not cut them down. For is the tree of the field a man, that it should be besieged by you? Now, what he's saying here is to spare the fruit trees. Okay, they are not men. They can use other trees to build a siege against the walls of the city, but not the fruit trees. There's a reason for that. They're going to use the fruit trees for food when they take a city. When you besiege a city, what does that mean?
Take it over.
Well, what if there's walls out there and you can't get over the walls?
You got to blow them down.
Well, they didn't have cannons. So what did they do?
Well, you hold it captive so people can't leave or enter and start.
You block the entrances and exits, and you may build a ramp up if the wall's not too tall. Yeah, that's what you do, and that could take time.
That's my mess up, my opinion.
Yeah, that's what you would do. Yeah, right. Yeah, we got your number. Yeah, that's what they do. That could take weeks, even months. What are they going to eat? You can't like block the wall, block the entrances and exits, and then leave and come back, because it'll be unblocked when you get back. No, stay there. You're going to eat the fruit of the trees. Verse 20: only the trees which you know are not fruit trees you shall destroy and cut down, that you may construct siege works against the city that is making war with you until it falls. Well, use those fruit trees for food in such cases. So use the trees to block all the entrances. The people in the cities will run out of food, they'll run out of water, they'll surrender or open the doors to fight. Any questions on Deuteronomy 20?